Hey, what's up guys, it's SP. I wanted to do a iPod collection video. I told you guys I'd do this a while back. I know a couple people said that they wanted to see it, so here it is. I'm gonna go over each one of these iPods and tell you maybe a little bit how I got it if I can remember and what's wrong with them and what's good about them. All right, so I'm gonna start out with the classics. Right here we have my classic first gen. I'm happy to say I got this one for $120 on eBay. Yeah, this one came with the original cable, which I lost unfortunately. But yeah, classic first gen, 10 gig. This thing holds a great charge actually. Like I haven't charged this thing in a couple weeks and I used it. Yeah, the backlight works on it. Everything on this thing works good. It's in a little bit rough shape, but there's no big dents or anything. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. Moving on, we have a 10 gig, or maybe it's a 20 gig. And you can kind of see why it's in that case, even though it's really rough. Yeah, this one's in really good shape actually. You can see the reflection there. This one works fine. The hold switch is a little bit iffy. I got this one from a friend off of Discord actually, and you'll see a trend with him soon. All right, and moving right along, we have two more third gens. I'm gonna do these both at the same time. They are both 10 gigabyte models, and as far as I know, they both work completely fine. Yeah, this one actually is on an older software version. You can tell by the battery icon, especially when it's charging. But yeah, the third gens are really cool. They're fully touch, so none of this stuff is actual buttons. You just touch it and it works. You can hear it there. And these are backlit, which is pretty nice. But yeah, both of these work completely fine. This one's just not turned on right now. There you go. Sorry. So yeah, you can see that one works completely fine as well. I just don't really have anything on it and it was sitting dead for a while. I tried to charge some of these up for the video. Okay, and moving on to probably my most common iPod here is the fourth gens. I have all of these except for two are the monochrome versions, just like this one here. So this one is a 20 gig. I bought this one from the same guy off of Discord. This one has a replaced battery that unfortunately I forgot to charge for a long time, so it's kind of iffy. As you can see, I literally charged this thing yesterday, so that one already needs another battery. This one right here was one that I got pretty lucky on. It's in reasonable shape and it does work completely fine. This is the photo one, and the cool thing about this, I picked it up off of a thrift store actually for $25, and it came with the box, which as you can hear has a lot of stuff in it. This thing has the original FireWire charger, the headphones, everything that came in that box originally except for, I think the little dot connector or whatever that maybe came with those isn't in there. It has this scratch on the screen. I might buff it out. I've been experimenting with buffing iPods and stuff, but yeah, this is a 20 gig fully working lizard pod. Yeah, pretty cool find, especially with that box and especially at that price. So next up in line, we have Miguel. This thing is destroyed on the inside and it's like, you can hear how hollow it is. And it's just beat up, obviously, because I beat it up kind of. Yeah, this thing has no hard drive, no battery. The motherboard is broken. I basically have a screen and a click wheel for spare parts on all my other ones. So speaking of the other ones, this is the one that I was saying I experimented polishing on. You can see this thing is in pretty good shape. I had my dad take a car buffer to it and you can see it did a pretty good job. I use this thing a little bit. I don't have my music on it yet, so I don't use it a ton. But yeah, this thing's in actually pretty good shape considering the age. So that one's probably my best shape, especially on the front there. Unfortunately, the click wheel is smooth, but whatever, I don't really care. If I really care, I can swap Miguel's onto it. So next up, we have another 4th gen monochrome. This is, please don't email this guy. I don't really care if you do. This came with this box and I got it off of Mercari for about $45. I had no idea this was gonna be engraved. The pictures were like this. This is probably my best overall original condition one, as you can see. And the back as well is in pretty good shape. So yeah, I like to keep that one in a box actually, but I do have it charged and that one has a really good battery considering the fact that it's probably been in that box for a long time. It doesn't have many power on cycles if I remember right. So this is one of my older iPods. I think this is one of the first classics I had originally bought. This is a 40 gig monochrome and it works completely fine. I just don't really use it. And I think the battery's kind of like in the middle of being good and bad. So that one works good. And then the last for the 4th gens, we have another pretty old one for the collection is a 60 gig, which is the biggest 4th gen they ever made photo, which is pretty cool to have. You can hear that drive spin up. It's pretty loud because it's a double height drive or whatever. But yeah, this thing works completely fine along with all those except for the one. Yeah, this one works good. The battery holds a pretty good charge. I used to use this thing. As you can see, this one is also working now. Okay, moving on to what most people would actually be using if they use an iPod, just because these are the popular ones, I guess. This is a regular 5th gen. I got this one from the same guy as I got the 40 gig one from. he had 2 of these, which one of them is now gone, and then that. And it was 35 bucks for everything. This one I do have Rockbox on just to mess around with it a little bit. Yeah, it works completely fine. I replaced the battery in it when I got it because it was shot. It would last like a minute. Yeah, so this one right here is my worst condition iPod, just straight up. As you can see, it's engraved, not by Apple, destroyed. But out of all odds, this thing does still work completely fine. It's a 5.5. That's my only regular 5. Yeah. I got it for $13 on Mercari. The guy didn't even bother cleaning it, as you can see, and I haven't either because I hate the thing. So yeah, moving on, we have probably my favorite in the collection, to be honest, out of most of the iPods. We have my 2 iPod Classic U2 5.5 gens. This is the one I use, as you can see. Unfortunately, I did crack it after replacing the front plate because these front plates are weak. Yeah, so this is actually my probably second most used iPod. The screen is obliterated, unfortunately, and externally and internally. But yeah, that thing works really good. It's in really good shape as well, except for a couple dents here and there. And those dents are why I decided to main that one. This one I just got yesterday. You guys might have seen the video. If you didn't, go check that out. But yeah, this was a $35 Mercari find. The battery's shot. Otherwise, it's perfect. Like, the hard drive has 2 relocated sectors, but it's just 2, and I'm not gonna main it. So I'm thinking about flash modding one of the 2. I don't know which. All right, so moving on, we have the metal front iPods, the classics. This is a 6th gen, 80 gig, as you can see. I don't know what this, oh, I do know what this is from. It's from a clicker that's now on the back of this one because I hate this one more. Yeah, this one works completely fine. The hard drive's in pretty rough shape, but it has always worked for me, and I've had it for like 4 years now. That was one of the very first iPods I ever had. We have another one that's identical. This one is with this box. So I got this one for like 20 bucks on Mercari. It was untested. At the time, that wasn't blown up. Now it is. As you can see, the battery's bulging. The battery does not work, and it didn't when I bought it. This one right here is a silver. All these are 80 gig. This is another 80 gig one. It's in pretty good shape, but someone scratched for some reason. Yeah, this one's also expanded, but this one does work completely fine. And I charged this like a month ago, and it's still full. And I did use this one day, and it stayed full. This is probably my best battery. I need to replace it because it's swollen either way. Hard drive on that one's pretty good. I don't know about this one. And last but absolutely not least, we have the 2 160 gig. Both of them are 7th gen classics. One of these is my daily driver. It's not this one. This one has like 12,000 songs on it. It takes forever to boot, but the hard drive is completely perfect on it. It's 0 retracts, 0 pending sectors, everything. And this is the one I use the most. This is in my 7th gen iPod Classic, 160 gig. I have Rockbox on it. I forget the theme. If anyone really wants it, then I can slide it in the comments. But yeah, here's my daily use iPod. As you can see, it's got a newer style interface. I kind of like it. But yeah, this is my main iPod. And moving on to another kind of iPod that I love just because of how funny they are, we have the minis. So I have 6 of the 1st gens and 3 of the 2nd gens starting here. Those are 2nd gens. We have the first one here. This one works completely fine. Most of these have pretty bad batteries. I replaced this one and it's already bad again. I don't know what's up with the replacement batteries, but I think it's just because I didn't charge it for a while. Yeah, this is a 4 gig one. It's completely working. I don't know how the battery is on most of these because I haven't bothered fully testing it. But judging by the fact that it's full and I charged it a couple nights ago, it might be okay. So this is my parts mini. As you can see, I do have that bottom cover somewhere over there. Yeah, this one has no battery and no hard drive. Otherwise, it is ready to go. So I might fix it up. I might just keep it around for spare parts. And we have another silver one. This is the last silver one. This I got somewhere. I don't even know. I haven't reset it at all, and I don't think the battery's that great in it, but I don't know. This is a gold one. I think I got it for like 50 bucks. All this is not permanent at all. I just haven't cleaned this thing in forever. As you can see, it kind of wipes off. But yeah, this is a $40 real gold iPod mini. Those are pretty rare. Cool to have one in the collection. It's kind of unfortunate that it got so scratched up. This green one right here has a occasionally bad hard drive, if that makes any sense. This thing loves to, okay, it has a horrible battery, by the way. It will last about 10 seconds off the charger. I don't know how it even did this much, but yeah, sometimes you have to beat it on the corner for the hard drive to work. And I know that's horrible for the hard drive, but it's already almost dead anyways, and a flash mod's like 12 bucks. Pink one. Oh, okay. This is the one I replaced the battery in. Maybe the battery's doing okay now. Yeah, I love this one. It's in really good shape, actually. As you can tell, it's in good shape. Yeah, that's probably one of my, probably if not my favorite mini period out of all these right here. 2nd gen. I think I got this in a lot of iPods a couple years back. Most of this stuff I got a couple years ago because I haven't been into iPods for that long, or for a while, I mean. So this one is a 4 gig. It's engraved with whatever that is. yeah, this one works completely fine. The battery's reasonable on it, so I have used it a couple times. I just haven't synced my music, so I don't use it that much. This one I got for technically $12, but $25. I got it with an iPhone 2G on Mercari, total for $25. This one also needs cleaned, just like most of these do, because they sat on a shelf for 2 years. Yeah, this one works completely fine. That battery's really weak when you actually try to use it. It seems okay now. But yeah, that one is pretty cool. I love the green because that's my favorite color. And last mini here is my daily, not really daily, but if I wanted to use a mini, this is the one I use. It's a 4 gig blue one. It's in okay shape. Just needs clean like the rest of them. This one has a really good battery, surprisingly, even though it's an original battery. Yeah, I haven't used this one in a bit, but I do have all my music synced on it, so that's pretty cool. I love this one. All right, so next category, I guess, we're gonna do all these nanos. Nanos are probably the biggest part of my collection. I have a lot of them. First up, we have my iPod Nano first gen, white one, Nano. I love that. That's literally the only reason I bought it is because someone engraved Nano on the back, and I kind of thought it was funny. For a while, it had a really bad screen, and then all the pixels came back except for like a ring. So I'm not gonna bother fixing that at all. The battery's insane. I haven't charged this in probably 3 months. I haven't used it, but to be fair, staying at 100% for that long is pretty cool. This right here was my second ever iPod that I ever owned. This was a Nano first gen. I got this from a friend that I also got one of those touches from. This one has a new battery as of like 6 years ago. It unfortunately came unsoldered, so it does work completely fine, but it's just the battery's not hooked up. I need to get someone that can solder to hook it back up for me, and then it'll be good to go. Then we have second gens. We have 3 of these silver ones. One of these I got from someone at school, and unfortunately, if it's this one, I can show you. Yeah, it has this kind of screen issue where it's just solid white. One time it showed do not disconnect, but otherwise it's always stayed white. So I don't know, you guys wanna see like a drop test? Because I do not like fixing these nanos. And this one's not in great shape. Anyways, next up we have this 2 gig one. Same as the other one basically, except this one actually does work. The only thing wrong with it is the buttons down here. You got to press a little bit hard to get them to work, but it does fully work and the battery's really good. I used it for like 3 days straight one day at school. And then the last of the silver ones, this is my 4 gig one. This is technically the best. This one has Rockbox on it. It's just not on right now because I had the lock switch on when I turned it on. Yeah, this one's kind of beat because I've actually used it a lot. 4 gig, so it's got a little bit more storage than the other 2 as well. And then over here we have some colored ones. This is a, is it an 8? No, it's a 4 gig pink one. This one has a bad hold switch, but otherwise it fully works. And the battery is actually really good. So that's pretty cool. And then we have a blue one. This is probably my favorite color, aside from the red, which I don't own, unfortunately. These all really need clean G's. This one has a completely bad battery. It will not hold charge at all. It used to, and then it puffed up, and I didn't want it to die because of how good shape it is. So I popped it with a needle, as dumb as that sounds, and then it just stopped holding a charge, but it deflated, so I'm gonna fix it someday. And if you wanna count this in the collection, because I really don't, we have an 8 gig black, and it came to me with a shattered like top area, and the hold switch was broken already, and it didn't wanna unlock. So you can see the fate of that one. Yeah, so 3rd gen nanos, I have 3 of these things. This is an unfortunate one, I'll get to that. This is my best one. This is a 4 gig silver, and this one does actually fully work, just like a lot of these. And this is my only good, technically, 3rd gen. We have this blue one. This is an 8 gig, and it's in pretty rough shape, but this one also does work. But as you can see, middle button does not work. It used to, in and out, and then it just fully stopped. I'm gonna see if there's a fix for it, and then I'll use it because it's an 8 gig and it's in kind of bad shape, so I would actually use it. And the last one, I got this one from one of my friends. This is like 2 or 3 nanos thrown together. I have the back, it's actually like right there. But yeah, this thing is rough, but it does work somehow. And it used to be a red one. The motherboard is out of a silver one, and the faceplate's out of a silver one. The red one's motherboard got damaged during whatever my friend was doing to it. But yeah, those are the 3rd gens, and I'll go ahead and do the 4th. So starting off, we have a yellow one. This is an 8 gig. It has a bad battery. Otherwise, it's fully working. I need to buy that. I mean, I won't buy it unless I buy a battery, but I need to get that bottom replaced. Here we have a red one. This is one my friend actually pulled from a Target bin, and then I traded him for it. The battery is shot in it, as you can see. Like, I charged this last night. It's engraved, but it's in really good shape, and it's a 16 gig, so I think this one's worth fixing. I might get a battery for it, but I don't have soldering skills, so I'm gonna let someone else do it. We have this pink one. This thing's been through a lot. I think it's water damaged. that dust is under the screen. Yeah, this one does not hold a charge and it keeps boot looping. I think it's just about to die fully. And the last 4th gen is this green one right here. It's in really good shape, other than the dirt, of course, like all of them. But it's a 16 gig and the battery is just as shot as the rest of them. Have you guys ever had a good 4th gen Nano? Because all of mine, including the 3 or 4 other ones that I've ever owned, have all sucked. I've literally never had a good one that I could actually use. Okay, so my personal favorite gen of Nano is the 5th, because I've had such good luck with these things that I can't stop buying them. So I'll start off with this blue one right here. I don't remember where we got it, but it's from one of my friends. This one has a really good battery actually, and yeah, it's in good shape for what it is. It's got a couple scratches here and there, but otherwise that thing's pretty mint. Purple one, this one I got from that friend's brother. It was lost for a long time and it never really got charged. The battery's okay, but I wouldn't want to use it. It's engraved, but yeah, that one was kind of like a beater in a way. We have this pink one. I bought it because I thought that was funny. It was also on Goodwill and it was cheap. It was like 20 bucks, and back then that was pretty cheap. It's in really good shape. It also needs cleaned. This one right here is probably out of every iPod except for this is my best condition iPod straight up. So this is a 5th gen red, product red, and it has this seal around it. And even with the seal on it, it's in really good shape. But underneath of that seal is actually mint, which is really cool. And I don't think I ever want to take it off, but if I do, I'll replace it or just keep it somewhere safe. This one I got off of, I think, Craigslist from the same guy contacted me back after a little bit that I bought the 40 gig and the 5th gen from. This was like 10 bucks. It's got a crack on it, but the battery is really good and it lasts. And I have no idea what that means, but it is engraved. Cool orange color. I don't really see a lot of these, so it's kind of nice to have. I want a yellow one though. And the last one, this one, I have no idea how, but I got this thing for free because some kid threw it in the trash at school back like 3 or 4 years ago. This is a green one. The bottom fell off. It's in beat condition because this kid was destroying it. I have no idea what he was doing. Yeah, it has a really good battery though. So that used to be my main iPod for the longest time because that was before I was even into iPods. I got that thing. Okay, for 6 gens, I have 2 of them, but there's only one shown here because the other one is being used. I'll show you guys that later. This one works completely fine though. It is, it's dead right now. I did charge it the other day. I guess I just used it enough. But yeah, this one's engraved too, but it's in pretty good shape and it's my only and first good 6th gen, which is pretty cool to have. And for 7th gens, I have a product red one right here. This one is my main 7th gen Nano, or just Nano in general, because it has Bluetooth and I use it with my AirPods. So it's pretty cool. These two are both dead, but they both work. Both of these two were 40. This one I overpaid for $100. But that was before it was cracked, and also before the iPod craze that DankPods created. Yeah, that was my like 3rd iPod I ever owned. So pretty cool, but I use this red one because that one has a pretty bad battery. All right, and since nobody cares about shuffles, I'm gonna do touches. I have 2 1st gen touches. This one's on iOS 1, which is awesome, but it has this big spot on the screen, and I guess that home button's really bad, but yeah, this thing works. It's just got that messed up screen, unfortunately. And then we have this one, which has a great battery to it. Like, I charged this a while back. I know I keep saying that about a lot of them, but I did charge a lot of these a few weeks ago. This thing's in pretty good shape. It's not good enough shape that I wouldn't want to use it, but yeah. This one I got from one of my mom's friends. I do have the box somewhere, I don't know where. I can't get it to turn on, and I tried to take the screen off and it cracked, so I just kind of sealed it back up and forgot about it. 16 gig though, it's a 2nd gen touch. And then right here, it's a 3rd gen. This thing has a bad headphone jack, so it's really useless for actual listening to music, but it works. The screen has some bright spots. You can see one there, and then it's also loose, but whatever, it works. It's a 32 gig, which is the highest storage. It's really cool to have. 4th gens are the one I'm most fond of because the 4th gen touch was my first iPod. I got it around the same time I had an iPhone 5C when I was just starting to get collecting stuff, like phones in general and everything. And this one right here is actually the one. So yeah, pretty cool. It's a 8 gig, and my friend sold it to me for 20 bucks back then. You see I have like some old games I used to play on here. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff on here actually. But yeah, this one he slid across pavement, which is why there's some deep scratches on here, unfortunately. I don't think I'll ever fix it just because that's how it's always been. Here we have my other good condition one. This thing's not got any issues. It's just, I have no idea where I got it from, and I have no use to use these, honestly. 3rd one, it's in the best shape probably on the back, even though it's not great. It's just kind of shiny still, but it is unfortunately cracked. This thing works fine though. All these have good batteries for some reason. It's like the touches always have good batteries. And then the last one I got this one in a lot. It came with this and a pink one of these shuffles, which I unfortunately sold. Well, I guess not really unfortunate because I got money, but yeah, this thing's not reset. I'm not gonna show you guys a ton of it, but this guy had a ton of cool games. It's got Flappy Bird, the old bike race, all this cool stuff on here, so I'm never gonna reset it, but. So here's all the newer ones that are made of matte metal instead of chrome. This is a 5th gen. It doesn't have a screen and it's iCloud locked, but I've never had another 5th gen, so I just keep it around for the looks. And then this is my friend's old iPod Touch that he had as a kid, and he didn't want it anymore, so I traded him for it. Loose home button like they all do, and it's a little bit bent. I don't know how, but it works fine. It just kind of needs a battery. And then we have this one, which is on iOS 10, which is kind of cool. Or maybe it's 11, I don't remember. It's not charged right now, but I think you can see that it works, yeah. This one's in really good shape, actually. It's got the loose home button, of course, like the rest of them. Then we have my favorite Touch, because I bought this one brand new at Target. Underneath of this case is legitimately mint. There's 0 scratches. I just hate to have it out of the case because that would destroy it. But yeah, this thing fully works. It's in good shape, obviously, because I bought it new. And over here's the box for it, actually. As you can see in here, I have a blue one with a black screen. The black screen is off of that. The blue one was on a road. I bought it for 20 bucks and it's completely destroyed. I just thought it was kind of funny. So yeah, those are all the Touches, and I guess last thing is these shuffles here. So I have this 1st gen shuffle. The headphone jack's kind of unusable. You have to have it like half out for it to sound good. Otherwise it does work. I think it is a 512. 2nd gens, I have a purple one, a blue one, and a product red. As dumb as the product red on this looks, because it almost looks like burgundy, but whatever. For comparison, here's the product red on this. Yeah, those 3 all work. Okay, and the 3rd gen right here, it works. I just hate the thing. I've used it one time in the last 3 years that I've owned it. Hate it. And we have a 4th gen. I think this one has a bulging battery, but it's always had a bulging battery, and I'm never gonna fix it because I don't feel like tearing that apart. But yeah, that's the entire collection, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed walking through all of this stuff. It's a lot of iPods. I don't even know how many. I'll put it in the title probably when I count these later, but that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.